evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on this beautiful Monday evening here in the Chicagoland area. The weather has been just absolutely wonderful. It got up to 71 degrees in some parts of Chicago today. Well, I have another great show planned for you. Joining me tonight, my two amazing co-hosts, the one and only Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, and Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks. Hey, y'all.
Hey. Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
How's everything? Good.
We're
Happy
good.
Monday. Tired, but okay, good. Glad to see both of you ladies.
Good to see you.
You both, thank you. You both did something on Saturday that I'm so curious about, if I could ask. And did you ladies coordinate that? Was that a sister girl meeting of the mind type of thing on Saturday? But you ladies say hello to the audience, and then let's talk about what y'all did on Saturday.
Well, hello, everyone. Hopefully all of you had a great weekend. As yes, Art alluded to, my sister girl podcasting partner, Miss Kim Coleman, down there of Sister Girl Speaks. We down there. We got the first vaccination shot. Now, mind you, ladies and gents, she's in Oklahoma City. I'm here in Chicago. So answer Art's question, we didn't coordinate it. It was by, a lot of people say coincidence or coinky-dink, but I always like to say coincidence, coinky-dink. Yeah. But coincidences are God's way of being anonymous. Wow. And as both of us, we shared on Friday night during our podcast, she'd asked, Kim had asked me, well, how do you feel about it? I said, well, I was a little apprehensive because Saturday, as you all know, also marked my late father's heavenly birthday. And I felt better because I thought I heard my father's voice saying, Renee, take the damn shot. Take the damn shot. So with that being said, that was the sign I needed to feel a little bit at ease. But I will tell you my experience, because I did get the Pfizer shot, and I got it at one of our finest local hospitals here in Chicago, Rush Medical Center on the near west side. And they have a very well-oiled machine. From the time I walked in the door to the time I walked out, I was in and out in less than an hour. Wow. And the great thing about it was, I felt good. It felt so good. I had posted later that I walked literally a mile from the hospital to a local Target to pick up some items and then went home. But I will say I did experience soreness on my left arm, is where the shot was administered. I did experience light cold-like symptoms, like I had chills and my head was hurting a little bit. And so all I did was sleep. I slept most of the day Saturday and all day pretty much on Sunday. But, looking forward to the second shot in a few weeks. And I'm sure my sister can tell you her experiences with the shot.
Very good. All right. Happy for you. Okay. In Oklahoma. And here's the funniest thing. These shots seem to have been administered almost around the same time. You both were posting on social media like at the same time. And I was like, wait
10 o'clock in the morning.
How did I not get invited to this party? How you doing tonight, Kim? What's going on?
I'm doing great. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. The gang's all here again. Let me commend you, first of all, for the great shows that you had last week. Yes. I didn't think that you could, out diva the two divas. Okay. But you had some really great shows last week. Right. So I commend, and some of my friends watched last week and they were talking about how great the shows were. Oh, good. I took the shot at my brother's church. We were able to get the shots out to 81 people, some of them in the community. One of the things that my brother did and my sister-in-law, they walked the community where the church is. Okay. And knocked on doors. Everybody doesn't have the internet and everybody doesn't have access to that. Right. So they went and they asked people, do you need the shot? Would you like information? And some people were like, oh, but we don't go to your church. And my brother said, it's not about that.
Right.
It's not about that. This is about us getting back to normal, making sure people are healthy. So I just want to commend them to that. And I just want to say to other people, when you're going to get the shot in the neighborhoods and where the churches are, knock on a couple doors, ask a couple people. Everybody doesn't have the internet and access to the portals that we have.
Right.
They were able to give out 81 shots.
Nice.
And more today. I felt fine. My arm's a little sore, a little tired, but I feel great. And I took the Moderna and looking forward to getting that on the second one on the 20th of next month.
Yay, wonderful. Well, I am proud of both of you ladies. This is really beautiful. It's kind of the whipped cream on our evening. As you all know, we're celebrating Women's History Month. And so coming up on tonight's show, we have two amazing ladies who are stopping by to hang out with us. We have the amazing Miss Laura Orrico, originally a Hollywood actress, now turned PR legend. And she'll be here tonight to talk to us about her amazing career, the highs and lows that she's experienced over her time of just being who she is. And she's one of the just most down-to-earth people ever. And then last but not least, we are welcoming to the show a blues legend. Yes, we are. Holle Thee Maxwell, singer, songwriter, book author, and now turned humanitarian. She has started a non-for-profit agency to help Black and Brown musicians who have been out of work and down on their luck due to this pandemic. A lot of people are still struggling and suffering, and we've got to do what we can to get our country and people back on their feet. And so Holle Thee Maxwell will be here tonight to share. You know, she's a bombshell, a blonde bombshell.
Yes, yes, she is.
She's a blonde bombshell. She is, yes. I'm just not bold enough to be her blonde yet, but she is a blonde. She is. Yes, she is, lady. So we'll welcome those amazing ladies tonight. So I'm honoring these two ladies because they got their shots. They are moving forward. We are all trying to move forward. Fingers crossed, God willing, I get my second shot this week. And we just all trying to get back to some sense of normalcy. We would love to see this show in Mexico on an island. Oh, come on, girls. Wouldn't we love to broadcast from some patio live broadcast? Yes.
Well, I just can't wait to get my shot because I know that when I come to my hometown of Chicago, Art and Kay Renee are going to treat me to the best brunches that Chicago has to offer.
You don't have to worry. You don't even have to worry. You just let us know when you're coming. And yes, we going because I am brunching with people now. I had my
we
first,
saw that.
Yeah, we saw you.
First restaurant brunch experience yesterday, and it was not buffet. It was, and keep in mind the high-end restaurants, you guys, they do not have that extensive menu like they used to have. They just cannot. Because they don't have that demand. So they really do have limited things. You scan the menu on your phone. If you have to, they'll give you a paper menu. It was great. Where I was, they turned their booths into private rooms. And so you're really sitting in a private booth that was all the way up almost to the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Where you're just in that booth with your party. And so it was a nice dining experience. It felt so great to be able to have fresh cracked pepper on my salad. You know what I'm saying? For pepper, please, sir. I was like, man, are you kidding me? Put it on me, put it on a salad, put something on my hands. It was good. So yes,
Can I say one thing? Art, I think it's great what you did in Windy City Live yesterday, last week. I loved it. I played it a few times and I couldn't get the clip, which is learn how to make the avocado toast.
Yes.
But I hope that that's coming soon. So I reposted that on my site. I know Renee did too.
Yeah.
And just proud of you. Just like I say, I know Chat Daddy.
Amen. Well, I appreciate you both.
And here's the thing. I know one thing we're not going to talk about, but I named Art the what? He is the grand poobah of interviewers.
Lord, no.
That is his title, ladies and gents.
we'll leave that where it is. I appreciate you, ladies. I do. I appreciate you both, and thank you for all you've done and what you continue to do. And we make it happen. We make it do what it needs to do. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, let's move on in today's stories. Let's talk about who now qualifies for the vaccine shot here in the state of Illinois. If you are a higher education staff member, a government employee, and members of the media, that would be me. But I qualified before. You are now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, and this expands the eligibility of groups, and it will next go into essential workers, food and beverage workers, construction trade workers, and religious leaders 1 week later. So to me, that means we are definitely trying to open back up a little bit more, because if those religious leaders are vaccinated, that means their parishioners will do it. And then the leaders going to tell them parishioners what they need to do to come back to church. Food and beverage people, I am so shocked they have not been, done already yet, because their food and beverage people, they make contact with us. Fast food restaurants made more money during this pandemic than any other, brand right now. It's fast food places have made a lot of money. So one would think the people taking your order, giving you your food, your credit card, that, they would have gotten a shot first, So I don't know.
I don't know. I think everybody's being, trepidatious. Is that the right word? Yes. In doing this? Because, even you see different variants. I believe London am I correct? And Italy are still on lockdown. And maybe the powers that be are looking at that and saying, look, let's look at that model, what they did and didn't do. And these are the things that we can and cannot do. And looking at that. So as much as we want to go forward, we still had, we had all of the spring breakers, and that was just in Miami Beach. They closed that down, but they were still down there. And those are just the spring breakers that we know about. We don't know about the ones that are in Mexico, the Bahamas, in certain parts of the beach in like Galveston in Texas. Yeah. So, we have to, this is a wait and see thing. Watch, wait and see. We still have a variety of people who still, Trump supporters, 41%, who still will not take the vaccine. I have to tell you, and then I'll be done, the amount of Black people getting the vaccine here in Oklahoma is below double digits.
Really?
Really? And is
what do you think that is, Kim?
Right.
I don't think that that's just in Oklahoma. You all know that my insomnia thing is hanging out in Clubhouse. Okay. I'm in Clubhouse with a lot of educated folks. I mean, educated, who 6-figure folks. And these folks are not taking the vaccine.
Really?
So I was in a group of about 20, and it was me and 3 other people. And those other people were nurses or teachers. They are not taking the vaccine.
So let me ask you this. Are they wearing a mask?
Oh, yeah. The mask, the social distancing, and all of that. But people are very leery about the fact that this vaccine they feel was rushed. They don't know the history that they have been working on this vaccine for years, or a variant of it. It's still that whole, they're going to try to kill all Black people. I mean, it's still that same thing. So,
Okay. So now here's my question, ladies. If that's the case of they trying to kill all Black people or whatever the case may be, what made us 3 go ahead and get the shot? What made you say, I'm going to get the shot? K. Renee, what made you say it? I know what made me say it. And if that's the case, if mankind don't kill me, if this shot is getting ready to kill me, then God bless. I've lived a great life.
Art, I mean, the fact that we're trying to get back into a new normal, because what we have witnessed prior to March 13th, 2020 is no more. There will be, some of the things that we have taken for granted. You got to look at it differently. The reason why I took it, I love me enough to say, okay, I want to want to be able to venture out. I want to be able to travel at some point. And as I said earlier when I spoke, my beloved father, I rest his soul. He spoke to me, said, Renee, get the damn shot. So, no, I mean, I feel that, yes, was I apprehensive? I shared it with both of you privately, my apprehension about this. But also, I know who I serve. I don't serve man. Right. So, if you truly serve God and really believe in God, there's a reason why this happened. And there's a reason why we have not only one, not two, three, a possible fourth with AstraZeneca, even though it has to meet FDA approval. It's met, approval over different 50 countries, but not here in the U.S. So as we've all shared and tried to educate during the show, educate yourself, do your research. But at the end of the day, if you have parents, if you have children, it's almost like a no-brain answer. But as I've said to you in previous shows, I respect people who don't take the vaccine if that's their choice, because at the end of the day, you make your choice. But if you're around me, if you're not vaccinated, then you better wear a mask. I can't be around. That's a choice that you make. I respect that, but don't expect me to be all hugging and you have not been vaccinated. That's not gonna happen. And especially, I'm a single woman. If I'm gonna try to marry someone and get to know someone, damn sure he better be vaccinated along with have other vaccines in mind. So it's just, for me, I was very apprehensive. I know I did the right thing in getting the vaccination shot.
All right. Well, with that being said, I agree. I mean, I got it because I want to move back into what we consider our new normal. Much like you ladies, I want to travel. I want to be able to do some other things that I've been longing to do for a long time. And I don't want the stigma of, am I passing COVID to other people? I'm sure COVID testing probably is not going anywhere anytime soon because, let's just look at our numbers today. Illinois public health officials said today that we had 1,220 new or confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 22 additional fatalities in the last 24 hours. This now brings the total number of known infections in the state of Illinois to 1,223,083. And our statewide death total is now 21,103. Officials reported that 47,374 new tests were done in the last 24 hours, and our positivity rate is 2.6. So that's not bad. But then I look at places like Miami, as you said, Kim, them young people doing the damn fool down there in Miami. You saw no masks, you saw no social distancing, and they're going to be the ones that's going back to grandma's basement, back to mama's house and all of that. And we're going to see an upsurge in these cases again, because here's the deal. The country of Jamaica is actually going through it right now really bad with COVID. And they've been going through it for almost maybe a month now. But COVID is, on the rise there. And at one point, they were known for not having many cases of COVID.
And Brazil. Brazil, as of this weekend, 12 states were surging. And I don't have those states in front of me. Not Illinois, not Oklahoma, but we still find concerns for those states. There were 12 states where those cases were surging. So as I said before, as much as we want to move forward, we still have to be cautiously, and I've said this, optimistic. Very quickly, the reason why I got the shot, as you all know, I have not seen my parents in over a year and 3 months. I had my first hug of another person in over a year on Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't want to embarrass my nephew. He hugged his old Auntie Kim and he said, Auntie Kim, I see you spoiled your Converse. But he did. And my other nephew, Portland. And it felt so good. So that's the reason why I got the shot. Am I apprehensive? Of course. But you know, my favorite movie I like to quote, Devil in the Blue Dress, when a man step out on the front porch, he gonna get into some trouble.
Right,
So,
right.
that's just life. And I like you said, I respect those that don't want to get it. But I have to.
And the one thing that I'm loving is people are actually admitting they're getting the shot. I think that's noble of people to do that.
Absolutely.
It helps. They're creating Facebook groups. People, right here in Chicago, there's a Facebook group of Black people that like to hang out, go to clubs, all that. Everybody that loves to do it and got the shot, they've posted themselves getting the shot. So it works out. What were you going to say, Kay Renee?
No, I agree with you because I think it shows courage. When I posted the fact that I got the shot, I was happily surprised to see the response. One of our viewers, actually, we featured her 2 weeks ago, Robin Tillman, who's a nurse. She said, Karen, I'm really glad that you got it and you were courageous enough to get it. So, anytime if I see individuals who have gotten a shot, I will always say thank you for loving yourself enough and others to get the shot. And I think that's what probably needs to happen as well. As people are getting the vaccination shot and being courageous to post it, we should also be courageous and positive and say, hey, thank you for doing that. Because I think it will create a more welcoming scenario when it comes to people who are very apprehensive in getting the shot.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Very
and
good.
I'm just going to say this. Yes. I'm going to drop this bomb on Kay Renee. And Art, you've been really great about this. We need to have someone on the show on Friday talking about the shot. We need to make that happen. And let me just say this, Art, you've been really great about this. And anyone else out there, and I know that people watch Art in other media forms, we need to really push this. Those of us, I consider myself, small media, but not as big as Art, but in the media, we need to really push this. So we need to have Kay Renee and, like Art said, someone on the show come, in the next few shows about this shot.
Right. Absolutely.
Done.
Very good. All right. Well, with that being said,
we got to follow up.
I love it. That's right. Let's get people. Look, health is your wealth. So that's what we've got to encourage these people. We believe in that on this show. All of that great stuff. Ladies, anything else in the news tonight you all want to bring up?
Emma, what about the other girl, Elgin Baylor, who now made his transition?
He was 86 years old. He was a popular basketball player with the Los Angeles Lakers. Before there was Kobe, before there was Magic, there was Elgin Baylor. And he died today at the age of 86. Also, the coroner's report came out with Bobby Brown Jr. He had a number of drugs in his system. Fentanyl, cocaine, just to name, I think it was 3, and I think alcohol. So, as we move forward in talking about that family, we don't want to sensationalize what's happened, but we hope that generational curse of what has happened to both the Houston and the Brown family has ended, because that is a lot of loss in the last few years
of prominent people. I mean, it's a tragedy to lose anyone, but to actually think, all of us, to see Whitney Houston become famous, to see Whitney Houston rise to the highest level of success, then to see her career crash, then reality shows, for her to die, then her daughter to die, it's just really unbelievable. It really is. But it's you're right about that. Let's hope this curse is
and
broken.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry, we have that all the time.
I know. Reminds me of living in the city.
Yes.
We done ducked on this show a few times, right? One night I'm sitting there and I was like, "Oh, I need to duck." Right? I heard
y'all making me homesick. Oh,
girl, that's all right. Wait, Kay Renee, remember that night I had to duck?
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah. Now I want some rib tips and some Garrett's popcorn.
Oh,
my
Lord,
God.
don't
Well,
get started, please.
and here's the thing, Kim. Both Art and I, we live near a freestanding Garrett. So when you come to
Yes,
Chicago, we'll be taking
don't
you to
worry.
Garrett's.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
But anyway,
All
we
right.
pray
Well,
for the Brown family. We pray for the
yeah,
Brown family.
Yeah.
absolutely. That is tragic
And,
in many ways. All
and
right,
then let's
ladies.
talk about the owner of Texas Roadhouse.
Yes. Well, please share that story with us.
I mean, he commits suicide, and you know, to say those words, it's very tragic in of itself. But the reason why he committed was due to complications he experienced with COVID. And that just really kind of shocked me when I saw this.
He had like a bad ear ringing thing that I had never
Tinnitus.
heard that was with COVID.
Right.
It was called, what is it now?
Tinnitus.
I never heard
Right.
that associated with COVID.
Well,
Neither did
there
I.
are a lot of different things right now that they're saying is associated with COVID. We have a young lady coming on tomorrow night who is a 1-year COVID survivor. She was on the ventilator and everything. And now she has a whole new set of issues going on that she's never had before. A lot of people end up diabetic if they weren't diabetic. Just a lot of things. Because again, this is something they really can't pinpoint everything that this does. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So we'll have to see how that works. But yes, we have a young lady coming on tomorrow night to talk about her life after COVID 1 year later. So, and matter of fact, her anniversary was the 16th, I think it was, because she even made a post about, a year ago today, I was being put on a ventilator. So,
wow.
Yes. And she had
I had one story.
Yes.
Do we have time?
Yes, we do.
Do we have time?
Yes.
So Kay Renee and I are avid viewers of The View. So yes, of course you all know what happened last week with the killings and the Asian Americans that died. And right. Meghan McCain was on there talking about we need to stop this Asian hate and we need to, stop this. Well, John Oliver, who's I believe on HBO, Showtime, he has the late night show. He pulled up a clip of her where she talked about, I don't care what you call it. It came from China. If you want to call it the Wong Chong flu or whatever, it doesn't matter. And I don't care what you call it. We know where it came from. John Oliver put her on blast last night. And I don't know if that's why Sister Girl wasn't there today, but she had to put out a statement on Twitter saying that, I'm sorry, I apologize. Here's the thing. She was siding with Donald Trump. Right. And anytime someone does that, especially to someone that disparaged your father like he did, it's trouble. Right. So I hope Sister Friend has learned her lesson.
Well, you did see
I don't know.
COVID was running rampant in Mar-a-Lago, correct?
Yes, and they shut it down. Yes. Shut down half of it or something?
Right. They had to shut down half of Mar-a-Lago because COVID, had surfaced on the complex. So this is not going to, I'm just so sick of, we are still living in a very racist, hostile society. And Kay Renee, I know that's what you were getting ready to say. What were you going to say?
I mean, I agree wholeheartedly with what Kim said. I mean, whatever you thought about Senator John McCain, he was truly a decent man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he was Republican. Yes, he was extremely conservative. I look at his wife, Cindy. She got some sense. Meghan has always been off kilter. There's certain things they said that I'm like, okay, I can get with you. But when you make a statement like that, and like I said, former idiot in chief has disparaged McCain, her father, like nobody's business. And see, to me, if you're gonna talk about my family, especially my dad, I'm coming for you. I'm not gonna be like siding with you. I don't care who you are. So when Whoopi made that announcement, said, well, Meghan won't be here today, I said, oh, I wonder why. Because they probably pulled her to the side and said, listen, I don't care who you are, you still work for The View. Your check comes from ABC. And like we always talk about, and it's something we probably need to explore further with a lot of different, CEOs. people in senior management, they do some stupid snit. They all have, when they sign that contract, they have what is called, Art and Kim, it's called a morals clause. And anything, if you do any disparaging things, you will not get paid. So I'm very certain that ABC pulled Miss Meghan McCain and said, Liberty's mom, you've done something you had no business doing. So now we're going to have to, we're going to give you time to think about it. So, it still bothers me that former editor-in-chief had the audacity when this global pandemic first hit to call it a name like that. It's a virus. It doesn't mean a damn where it came from. It is still a virus. So, I just feel that, like Kim said, and like you said, Art, we still live in a very racist society. And I think, obviously, with this pandemic, it has reared its ugly head, even more so now than ever before. And, I'm still, to the families of the women that were murdered, our prayers go out to you. A lot of the Asian community, they suffer in silence. And so I'm hoping now this is another layer of systemic racism that has been exposed, and it needs to be exposed to call people out on who they are. So it's going to get worse again before it gets better. So.
Okay. All right. Anything else in that? So Debbie Green put a comment up there that says, do you think she has issues with her black sister? Now, who would the black sister be?
Right, who is it? I know she had black.
Yes. Would it be Wolfie or would it be?
Yeah. So Cindy McCain. Hold on. Cindy McCain did some humanitarian work in Bangladesh years ago, over 20-some years ago.
That's right.
And when she did, she brought a baby back with her. That girl is grown. I believe she went to Georgetown. When John McCain ran against George W. Bush, it wasn't George W. Bush, but it was his people who tried to run a campaign against him, saying that he had an affair with a black woman and he had a black baby. It was very bad. You saw her there at the funeral. Yeah, she's very quiet. She does very little on social media. Meghan McCain always refers to her. She calls her baby sister. I don't think she has any problems with her.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Well, with that being said, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you all on a beautiful Monday evening here in the Chicagoland area. Now that time has changed, the days are longer, the weather is getting warmer. I understand that it is going to be a little chilly this weekend, but it still will make for a perfect weekend to get out and enjoy and do some things. And as you guys all know, we are a health and wellness show. And with that being said, we want to remind you guys the importance of wearing your mask. We know a lot of places right now have opened up and are not requiring you to wear a mask and all of that. I was in a store earlier today and I was talking to a lady, and she and I both said, you know what? We are loving wearing these masks now because we wear all types of masks. We decorative masks. I like the look. I really do. I feel like I'm maybe in Abu Dhabi or Dubai or somewhere like that. And so my mask tonight says BU. See, BU. Isn't that beautiful? So you can always hear people say BU. This was made by Ray Dunn. I love this particular mask. This is really good. And then sometimes when we talk too much on the show, we say censored as well too. All right, Kim, what you got tonight? What's your mask? Is it the Queen mask?
Yes, it's my Queen mask.
Okay, very good. And Kay Renee, yours is beautiful too. Yours almost look like it's Potential.
It's just black, baby. That's all, just black.
It looks great. It looks wonderful. It does. It really does. All right, we want to also remind you guys to wash your hands. Soap and water is the best thing that you can use. If you do not have soap and water, we ask that you please use hand sanitizer. And on this show, we consider ourselves the sexy sanitizers. We do, yes. And look, We do it like this. Oh boy, look, aren't you excited? Aren't you happy? Look at how well we get these hands nice and clean, right, ladies? Look, Kim has on beautiful lipstick tonight. Kim, perch your lips just a little bit. Right. Yeah, go. Oh, see how excited everyone is? That's what I'm saying. Also, we want to remind, I know they look great. We also want to remind everyone 6 feet of social distance, and we are all former flight attendants. So we're 6 feet this way, 6 feet this way, and 6 feet that way. Keep people up off of you. All right. And if you're not feeling well, what do we say on this show? Our motto is keep your ass in the house. If you're not feeling good, keep your ass in the house is an international language that everybody would know. So, yep, if you feel a cough, a cold, whatever the case may be, stay in the house. All right. My 2 co-hosts are the one and only Miss K. Renee in the box over there. Yay. In the box below us is Sister Girl, Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks, Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. All right. Well, ladies, knowing that it is Women's History Month and that I was so proud of you 2 ladies earlier today for getting your vaccination shots, you are considered honorees tonight because you are trying to move us forward in this world. And yeah, you are. So that's why I said I had 4 honorees tonight, you 2 ladies, because of getting the shot. And then our next guest is one of our honorees this evening. She has worked in the entertainment industry for over 20 years. She has an amazing PR firm that represents clients globally. She's a fun person. She's also a singer. She's a woman who understands heartbreak and tragedy. When I think of a Renaissance woman, I think of my good friend, actress turned PR maven, the one and only Miss Laura Orrico. Yay!
Hi, everybody. Hi, lovely intro. Hi.
Hi, Miss Laura.
Hi. So good to see both of you and meet you. And I missed you.
I miss you so much, Laura. I do. I'm so used to getting dressed up, hanging out with you, or going to amazing events. And your PR firm just does some of the most wonderful events ever. And I'm like, man, all of that came to an end. How have you been?
Oh, I've been awesome and awful. Just everything. No, yeah. I'm really doing well. We had a rough patch over the summer with Mom, having a rough time. And then the start of the pandemic was just scary and all that, but doing really well now. The business is going well. Good. Life is well. Everything's fun and exciting. And, everything's good. Yeah. Good. We do need to get together. We need more events. We need to get this going again. I'm so sad we didn't get to do my bash.
Yes, I know. Laura gives the best summer bash, pool, music, great food, great people. And I just had the most amazing time. And so definitely when that's up and running again, Laura, we'll have to make that happen because you do a great party.
Thank you. And we'd love to have you ladies as well. For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it. Invite to everybody, all of our colleagues in the industry, media and press folks. And yes. We had so much fun. Yeah.
We did. It was really a good evening. It was. Mm-hmm. Laura, I want to talk about how you just rose to the level of fame, how you just decided to go out to Hollywood, pursue your career as an actress. And then let's move this on and we'll talk more about all that you do. But introduce yourself to everyone. And then let's talk about what took you to Hollywood.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking. So I am Laura Orrico. I'm an actress in TV and film, and I'm the president and owner of Laura Orrico Public Relations, which is my own PR firm. We rep high profile and up and coming clients across the country, and we love our clients. We treat them like family, and they become very close with us. And we love what we do, and we have so much fun. And I have a new lead associate that lives and works out of my LA office, and that's Raquel. You have to meet her, Art.
Yes, I'm sure. It's been fun dealing with her via email, so I cannot wait to meet her. I cannot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we have our new social media gal Thuller, so you have to meet her as well. Maybe we'll get on the Zoom and have you meet everybody soon, because
beautiful. Okay,
you're gonna love my new team. No, they're fantastic. So yeah, no, I've been acting my whole life. I started when I was 14. You know, and Art, I don't know if I ever told you, but I was the shyest kid. I was debilitatingly shy in school.
What?
Yeah.
So how does one go from shy to being an actress? What is that secret? Because I've heard a lot of people say that, or they've had other things they had to overcome, from stuttering or stage fright or whatever the case may be. What was the magic that made you say, I'm going to be an actress? Because if you're shy, that does not make sense.
It makes no sense. Exactly. So as a kid, I was in class and it was my turn to read, I would count the people and the paragraphs to figure out when it was going to be my turn. And I would read over and over my little part. And I was so quiet, people could barely hear me. But I was shy. I always had friends and everything, but I was just very shy. And I had such anxiety over speaking in front of people. Friends and family, it was a little bit different because I was always performing and doing shows and forcing my cousins to do a show with me at holidays and family parties and stuff. But the thing that really pushed me out of my shyness was I always knew I wanted to model and act and be in the industry. So I started to get into the industry. I started to model when I was 14. Then when I graduated high school, I went to COD, which is College of DuPage out here in the suburbs of Chicago. And then I went to Columbia, Chicago. And when I graduated, I said, I know I need to do something. And I went to Second City and I threw myself into improv and sketch comedy. And that helped by just throwing myself into something so uncomfortable. I met great people and it helped. I credit Second City, Chicago to my success to this day.
Wow, interesting. Kim, I'm sure this is fascinating to you, wanting to become an actress. Kim is in school now she's taking acting classes. Anything that you wanted to ask Laura about Hollywood and the acting world?
Well, right now, first of all, it's great to meet you, and congratulations on all of your success. I'm taking classes right now with Sherry Shaw here in California, and I have to do a self-tape on Wednesday, and I am totally nervous. I'm great at speaking in front of people, but showing that acting chop is really difficult for me. Do you have any advice regarding that?
Absolutely. It's jumping out of your comfort zone, especially during a time like this when you're forced into doing a self-tape, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to put yourself on tape and get somebody to read with you and do just as well as you would as if you were in the room. So the tips to making a great audition is, the good points to it is you have control with it being a self-tape. If you're going out to an audition, you get one or two shots, you're in and out, but you can keep re-recording and give yourself time to do it. Get a good ring light. I have a ring light now.
Right. Yeah.
Really good lighting. Make sure your phone or your laptop, whatever you're using, is like mine. It's level and eye level and not too much headroom. You want to look great and you want to sound great, but depending what they want, sometimes they want a full body shot. Sometimes they want just close up. Do exactly what they're telling you. Have your lines memorized. And remember, with acting, it's not just about memorizing words and lines. Mm-hmm. It's about thinking about what you're saying and why you're saying it and coming up with a character, making strong choices, and really being confident with it. And remember that whatever you're doing is going to be different than what everybody else is doing. And you're the solution to the casting director's problem. So as actors, sometimes we internalize and we get in our head and we think, oh my God, they're out to get us. They're going to hate us. Oh, they're just out to critique us. And that's not true. They want you to be amazing. So go in with that confidence and remember that. I hope that helps. But any other questions?
It does. It does. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Renee, anything, a question for Laura before we move on?
Oh, absolutely. First, Laura, thanks for coming. And I just had a general question. How did you transition from being an actress and model to being an entrepreneur, a diva in public relations?
So crazy, right? Just who knew? Sometimes it shocks me. sometimes I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm like, how did this happen? No, it's crazy. So I've been acting my whole life, and there's some tragedy to my story, but it always has a happy ending. The key is just continuing to move forward and stay positive. So my late husband was battling cancer for 8 years. So it was while we were still living in LA. We moved back to Chicago in 2013, and he passed away in 2015. So for me, it was very difficult to figure out what was I going to do next. Was I going to move back to LA and continue acting and modeling? And I had taken off the year prior to take care of him before he passed away. And I just, even though I love the industry so much, I took that next year, did a movie, took my time, did some modeling jobs, did a commercial, and I did this movie in New Orleans. And I realized I just needed to have something else, something that I could put creativity into and have more control over. You don't have a lot of control over an acting career. You never know when you're working. You can be the most established working actor in the world, and even they don't know when they're working. So a celebrity friend of mine reached out and asked me if I wanted to do some PR for him. I was a little nervous because throughout my life, I really haven't held what people call real jobs, even though to me, acting is a business and it's a real job.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try something different. And I did. I worked for him for a few months doing PR. And then people started to find out what I was doing and wanted to hire me. And then more people started to find out, and friends of friends. My business is going to be 5 years old on April 4th, which was my late business.
Awesome.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I started it on his birthday, and I filed with the state, made my business legal, got an attorney, did everything I needed to do. And here I am. And it has a creative outlet. So I get to help entertainers get publicity. So I still dabble in that, but my acting and modeling career is a hobby now. So it's a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. It's a lot less pressure, and it's still fun, and I still get to work, and I get to do both.
That's good.
That's great.
Isn't that amazing, ladies? Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
That's good.
That is just wonderful. Laura, I want to talk a little bit about you losing your husband with this being Women's History Month, and a lot of ladies end up being in the same situation you were in, being the caretaker for a ailing loved one. What advice would you want to give to any woman who may be in your situation, especially with this COVID? It has just taken down so many people, young couples that's been together forever. What advice would you give to someone that may be grieving the loss of a loved one?
Yeah, it's a terrible thing to lose a loved one to anything. I've lost people. I've lost my father suddenly to a heart attack when I was 9, and I lost my husband, who suffered with horrible brain cancer for 8 years. So the thing that helped me most was 2 different kinds of losses as far as what I've gone through. So they're both horrible. The long term, you see somebody suffer, and then if you lose somebody suddenly, you don't get closure. So for me, it's always been surrounding myself with family and friends, and keeping people close. But in the middle of a pandemic, how do you do that, right? So I found myself an amazing group of friends. I've had an okay time during all this, because I don't do well being alone. Believe it or not, I don't like being alone. People's like, oh, Laura, you have this great life. You have a business, you're modeling, you're acting. And I have to create fun and things for myself. When you're grieving, you have 2 choices. Everybody has a different personality. People deal with things differently. But in my opinion, I had 2 choices. This is my opinion. I could sit in the corner and cry and just have a horrible time, or I can pick myself up, knowing my husband would have wanted me to move forward. I don't like to use the term moving on. I like to say moving forward, because he'll always
Yes.
be in my heart. I'll always have that memory of him. And I had him for 15 years. Some people never meet someone. I'm blessed I had him for the time that I did. So for me, it was staying busy, not hiding or denying my feelings, but staying busy and doing things that are fun for me, whether it's traveling or things that make me laugh, going to see stand-up comedy, going to see a movie, and finding really great supportive friends. And sometimes after a tragedy, you find out who your friends are and you find out who your friends aren't.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely right.
People come out of the woodwork after he passed away. I had friends of his that I barely knew that are now my best friends because I had such a great support system. Even family, sometimes you find out people aren't as close as you thought or aren't as supportive as you thought they would be.
That's right.
In this year, going into 6 years after losing my husband, if I were to put myself in a situation of a loss, what I would suggest is finding a group of people that are comfortable going out, finding a group of people that are comfortable coming to your house, stick with your core group of people. And for me, I had kind of a rough patch over the summer. You know, my mom hit a rough patch. I dealt with weird relationship stuff. And I found this amazing group of friends, I think they're listening in, from line dancing. And we became friends in September. I got into line dancing.
That's good.
And for me, it's amazing. We laugh, we're exercise, we stay in shape, and we all support each other. And it turned out I have so much in common with this core group of 4 friends that I am with all the time. We're dancing 3-4 nights a week. And that's been a lifesaver for me. And because during this pandemic, I've lost 2 friends and a cousin to suicide.
Wow.
So
no.
part of what they're not talking about as much with the pandemic. It's the isolation.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It very much. I'm thankful that all of us have made it. But like you said, I know people that died from things other than just COVID. As you said, car accidents, suicides, just, a heartbreak. I know 2 cases where, the person really ended up dying from heartbreak because their child or partner had died during this time. And so it has been quite a bit. Laura, everything that you've said has just been wonderful and so on point. Ladies, I'm sure you agree with me. Kay Renee, I saw you in deep thought as she was saying what she was saying. What do you want to say to Laura? Because that was beautiful, what she said.
Well, I definitely can relate, Laura, because I was a caregiver to both of my parents, including my late father who had leukemia. So, the fact that you have to have a support system, you need to have a good core group of people, and you do find out, and I found out, unfortunately, the hard way after my father lost my dad, who was truly in my corner, who wasn't. But that's okay, because that's what growth is. That's what, you get to, as we say, you put them big girl panties on and you move forward. And regardless, my father, my parents are with me in spirit. Anytime I honor them, they'll say, you talk about your parents all the time. I said, of course I do, because I came through them and they gave me a life. And now that they're spirit, I will always honor them. So your husband is with you. He's closer to you now than he's ever been before. And as long as he remains in your heart, that will never die.
Absolutely. Yeah. Same goes for you and your parents and the care you took for them, because it's totally normal to go through what you did and what I did with, finding out who your core people are. It's a lot of people go through that, and that's okay. And you never think it would happen, right? With family and friends that you're so close with. And then it does, but that's okay. You keep moving.
That's right. That's right. That was beautiful, Kay Renee. It really was. Miss Kim, what do you want to say to Laura as well, too?
I just want to say, keep telling your story. I encourage Kay Renee to keep, she knows that, to keep telling her story, because it is a fraternity or sorority that you don't want to belong to, but it is a large one. And so the more people who tell their story and don't bury their story, it's going to enable other people to know that they're not alone. You know, I had a girlfriend who lost her mother. She was talking to her, and the next hour she got a message to say her mother was gone. So now she's going to need that support.
Sure.
And, you know, especially during this time, people have buried their relatives without being able to attend their funerals.
Yep.
And that may seem like not a big deal, but it is.
It is.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we don't want to belong to that group, but many people do. So keep telling your story because it's going to help people.
Thank you. I agree. I'm all open and all about sharing because I feel by sharing it's therapeutic for us to share, right? But by sharing, helping someone else that might go through something similar or is going through something similar. And I think that's so important. That's why I'm an open book. And my story luckily has a happy ending. I mean, I'm still thriving. I started my own business. You know, I'm doing all right. I didn't go back to LA, and that's okay. I'm near my family and friends. And I met.
And then I need to throw in one other thing too.
What?
I need to throw in one other thing as well too before you give all the fabulousness about you.
Yes.
Who joins an all-female band? Who does that? And then who does a tribute to the Beatles? Like an all-female band doing a tribute to the Beatles? Is it somebody I know named Orrico? Is that you right there?
I know.
You must talk to us about your band, my dear. Let's hear about this.
So last summer, one of my dear friends, the amazingly talented Christine of Rosie and the Rivets, contacted me that they were starting a band called the Beatles.
Beatles.
While I am not a professional singer by all means compared to them, I'm doing backup vocals and percussion, and it's a blast. I was, end of last summer, it was rough. I was going through maybe a midlife crisis or something. And I was totally open to this and so honored that they asked me because every person in the band is extraordinarily talented. And I just feel so blessed to be able to do this. We kind of got shut down a bit because of COVID. So we had one big show in November, a debut show at a nice hotel casino in Iowa. And then we were going to have a Christmas show at Arcata, but that was canceled because everything had to shut down here in Illinois. So hoping to get things back up running soon. And I'll have the girls and the guys in the band come on the show with you sometime.
We would love it. We would absolutely love it. It would be an honor and a pleasure. So wait, ladies, I'm going to tell you guys how much I just love and adore Laura Orrico. She has been on my radio show several times. I know that we in my and Laura Orrico knows how to do the Casper slide really well. That little unknown secret about the Hollywood people, the PR maven, and Laura, I told that story. I have loved it, but she was featured in Casper's video many years ago, you guys. Isn't that something?
Really?
Speaking of line dancing, that was one of the first music videos I was ever in.
Oh, I got to go back and look at that.
With Mr. C. Yeah, that was, gosh, that had to be 2001. I think. And then
that's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And line dancing. Speaking of, who knew? All these years later, I would get into line dancing. I was asked to tour with the band, but at the time it just wasn't a fit for me. And I was leaving for LA, shortly after, but I could have been on tour with Casper.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
So we can invite her to the barbecue. She'd be able to come to the barbecue and have a good time. So we can go have a good time with her, but she can come to our barbecue and hang out as well too, because she will be able to get up and do the slide with everybody. So yes, we love her. Well, Laura, this has just been nothing but an honor and a pleasure always to talk to you. I wanted to show you some love during Women's History Month. You've just done so many amazing things for me. Always have been there when I need you. Your staff is just incredible. And so I just wanted to, give you some love and some honor during Women's History Month. I wanted you to meet the amazing ladies who helped me out here on this show. And in closing, Laura, what would you like to say to everyone? And I'm going to put your website up as well, too.
Oh, no, look at that. Thank you. That's so sweet. I just want to tell everybody to keep watching your show because I love it. And you deserve nothing but the best. Everything we've done together and all your appearances on Windy City Live, and everybody I talk to is just a huge fan of yours, and they're so proud of you, and so am I. So keep watching.
Thank you. Amen, you guys. My good friend, the amazing Miss Laura Orrico, multi-talented, you guys. When I say multi-talented, she can have it all. Actress, model, singer, PR person, and a great line dance person. See there? I mean, well-rounded woman. One of our people did ask, is she single? So I said, I don't know. We'll leave that out there, but somebody wants to know. Maybe, maybe not.
Should I share? I'm not. I met somebody recently, very recently.
So yay! Really?
I keep it, but I'm sharing with you guys.
We got the exclusive.
Right, we get the exclusive engagement info. We love you, Laura. We do.
Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. The amazing Laura Orrico, actress, model, turned PR maven, doing the doggone thing. Laura Orrico, PR.com is how you can reach her. Global PR is what she does. Laura, we love you so much, and we'll talk to you later, okay?
Bye, Laura.
All right. Bye.
That was good.
Bye.
That was very good.
Boy, that was great, ladies.
So many messages in that
yes.
interview.
All right. Well,
without question.
Yes. Didn't she? She just gave a lot of great advice. And what we want to hear now more than ever is nuggets. Yes, nuggets and just bites of wisdom that can help us all, just be better people at who we are and what we do. Kay Renee, what were you gonna say?
No, I just was, the fact that she's been able to find love during this pandemic, the fact that she started her band during this pandemic, or restarted her relationships with her friends, it's just a testament to her, as well as you can do whatever you need to do. You just have to just take your time. And as I always say, and share, take those baby steps, because you're not, how do you get it? How do you bite an elephant? One bite at a time. Any goal that you set, you got to take it one step at a time. So thank you for just allowing me to be part of this segment.
Yes. All right. Very good. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on this beautiful, beautiful spring Monday evening. Chicago had just wonderful weather today. How was the weather in OK City today, Miss Kim? How was everything there?
It was raining. It was raining today. There's a lot of rain today. Yeah, but that's fine. What is it? April? Well, it's not April, but April showers bring May flowers. So it's almost April. And we have some great days coming up. Coming up. But I just want to say this. I hope that people understand, those who are going through adversity. Look at the young lady who was just on, who turned her adversity into opportunity. And I know that there are a lot of people, she talked about suicide. There may be somebody online that is thinking about suicide. Take a breath, go to sleep. It's going to look better in the morning. Pray, and then think about an action to make yourself better tomorrow. This is a rough time, but we're going to get through this. We are going to get through this.
Mm-hmm. And if anyone is feeling as if you want to commit suicide, or you're having pressure in your life, we ask that you please make a phone call. For some reason, we're this is not doing it. I was gonna put the number up there for you guys.
It's up. It's up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. We on delay. National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255. If you feel as if you are in trouble or in need.
And somehow Art got disbanded. But let me also say this. He's going to come back real soon. If you don't want to call that hotline and you want to talk to a friend, you can DM me. Sometimes people don't feel comfortable calling those hotlines. I understand that. Call a local church. Call me. DM me. I can help you through that. So, I'm not an expert. I can talk you through that. And Art, you can take it away.
Wait, where were we? I'm sorry. Look, this system knocking me out is driving me nuts.
You were just talking about the National Suicide Hotline.
Yes. Okay, beautiful. So finish the statement so we can bring our next guest in.
Well, I was just saying if they don't feel comfortable calling the hotline, they can DM me.
Okay, very good. All right, honey. That's right. Take care of these people. We're gonna have to call you like Mother Nature eventually or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who does that? You like DM me, baby. You got a problem, you got an issue, DM me. I love it. All right. Well, ladies, coming up on the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, for all of you all that have received your stimulus check, or you might have a stimulus check coming, we have a financial expert coming on tomorrow night to talk about how to create stimulus with your stimulus check. A lot of y'all going out eating these fancy meals and doing all the wrong things and not really investing that money or buying things that you really need. And so she's going to be here tomorrow night to talk to us about turning that stimulus check into continuous income for you. And then our second guest tomorrow evening is a young lady who is a 1-year COVID survivor. She was put on the ventilator, everything. So now she's going to talk about her experience here on the show 1 year later. We actually talked to her here on the show after she had come out of the coma, out of the hospital. This is one of the first places she talked last night about her experience. And so we're looking forward to talking to her.
Excellent.
Yes,
Excellent.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. Well, ladies, are you ready for our next guest?
Oh, my goodness. Yes. I cannot wait.
Listen, I feel as if we might need a cold beer. Either one of you ladies enjoy a cold beer. How about a cold beer?
I don't drink beer anymore. May have some wine.
Beer, I got some
all right. Okay, but I'm just trying to get us in the mindset of a blues theme. So when you think of blues, you think of a cold beer, a nice stiff drink, maybe some wonderful barbecue, some of that old St. Louis style, that Memphis barbecue, and then you think of just gritty, soul-stirring music. Well, our next guest this evening is no stranger to that. She is a blues icon. She actually was classically trained as a child and eventually ended up a blues singer. She's the author of a wonderful book, Jimmy Smith, and even Curtis Mayfield. This blonde bombshell recently turned 75. I don't think she minds me telling people her age. Yeah, I don't think she minds. Honey, she's a goddess. She's a diva. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, my dear friend, the fabulous Holle Thee Maxwell.
Yay! Miss Maxwell. How are you?
Hi. How's everybody?
We're doing fine, but you shouldn't be lying to people about your age.
Let me tell you something. When you got it, you got it.
Amen. That's right.
What you say, Holly? When you got it, baby. Is that what you
right.
Oh my goodness.
We
That's
love
amazing.
you, Holly. Let me put you here in the big box. Hold on, wait. Now, hold on one second. So, I have loved and adored Holly for quite a while. Has she shifted over to the big box yet? We on delay.
Not yet.
Okay, hold
Not
on.
yet.
Where are we? All right, let's try this again.
There we go.
Yay! Beautiful. There she is. So now, Holly, happy 75th birthday.
Yeah.
No, you do not look a day over. Look, honey, 34 years old. I'm gonna give you 34 at best, Holly.
But guess what? Thank God for my mom and daddy.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I thank the Lord, because boy, he put all this together. Yes.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, Holly, let's go back to your childhood, your beginning. You've written a wonderful book. We've talked many times before, but actually you were classically trained. And let's talk about your childhood and your upbringing.
Well, my upbringing, my mom, my dad, he graduated from Tuskegee Institute, and my mom graduated from Northwestern in Evanston. Don't ask me how they got together, but some kind of way they got together, and here I am. And my mom, when I was very little, about 5, she discovered I could sing. And my mom was an opera singer. So naturally she wanted me to follow. She wanted me to follow in her footsteps. Anyway, she would get on the piano and she would play. And there was one song that I would come out the room every time she hit that high note. It was in the Lord's Prayer by Malak. And when she go into temptation, I'd come out talking about into the damnation. So my mama said, "Oh, you want to sing?" I said, So she took me. Here is a woman, man, that didn't stop. She took me downtown to Roosevelt University, Chicago Music College at 5 years old.
Yeah.
They said I was too small. I was too young. And to bring me back when I was 9. Anyway, she brought me back when I was 9, and I studied under Alexander Vita, who was my piano teacher, and Thelma Wade Brown, who was my vocals coach. And I kept going. At the age of 12, I was presented at the Civic Opera House, which is now the Lyric Opera House.
Yeah.
Singing a German, French, and Italian by Dr. Reverend Lena McLean and my mom. And I'm the only Black child to have ever been presented at the Civic Opera House at the age of 12.
Wow.
So now, here's the dark side of that you need to know. While I was singing on stage there, I was crying. And the reason why I was crying is because my mother was locked up. She had handcuffs. She was handcuffed behind her back. What do you call it? Backstage there watching me sing. And the reason why is that Saturday night before she shot my stepfather, and she killed him because he had raped me. So that took a turn on my mental being for me to stop singing opera. But it's weird because I kept singing opera and winning scholarships, classical music. There was a club called Alabama DC Club, and they gave scholarships. And what they would do, they would enter me in these contests, and I'd win them all. And I continued, I continued my education all the way up to going to Roosevelt Chicago Musical College, and graduating with a master's degree in music. And then I turned around and went to Juilliard in New York and graduated with another master's. And I
Go
did
ahead.
all of that, still singing opera. But I remember the last time that I sang an opera song was I was on my way to Juilliard winning this scholarship. And instead of singing something classical, I shocked everybody. And I told the pianist that was going to play for me, I told him, get up. And I sat on the piano and I sang Gloria Lynn's Impossible. That started my jazz career.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So what else you want to know, baby? I can be on here all day.
We love you, Holly. We do. Ladies, I know you want to, before we move on with the interview, anything you ladies want to say to just encourage Miss Holly? Isn't she fabulous? Because
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question. Miss Holly, first,
Yeah,
I'm just amazed and I'm just so glad that you just have such a gift. You mentioned that your musical influences were Shirley Temple, Marian Anderson, Josephine Baker. Who influences you now as you are a diamond right now?
Me.
I love it.
Guess what? I'm my own idol.
All right.
Holly, as I always say, you a hot mess. I love you, Holly. I love you. I do. You a hot mess, Holly. Right. What say me? Me, right. Baby, it's me. It's me, baby. Who else is right? Right.
Oh my
But
goodness.
you know what? And this is the truth, honey. I've outlived everybody. So I'm the only one left. So again, me.
Amen.
So, Miss Holly, if I could ask you a question.
Sure.
You've been inducted into the Buddy Guys Chicago Blues Hall of Fame. Excuse me for reading this, but there's so many I don't have that great of a memory. You've been awarded a Lifetime Achievement by the Chicago Music Awards. Chicago City Council celebrated your 71st birthday, and you were presented with the Chicago Blues Legend Award. And that was in 2017. Is there any other goals that you have that you want to achieve?
Yes, I have two goals I want to achieve. One is I want, and I'm working on this simultaneously, this book, Free Bass Ain't Free. I want it to be a movie because it tells the real truth about Ike Turner. He was lied on, y'all.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
he was lied on. And this book tells the real truth about this man. He wasn't like what they depicted. And I'm very, very still passionate about how they did him and how his name needs to be left with a musical legacy because of the fact the man was a musical genius. And when you don't know that you, and please take this from me, when you don't know yourself and you don't know what God has really given you that you are able to do, you're just doing it because you love to do it. Well, he got caught up. And he had no idea he was going to make a star. He had no idea about the self-abuse that Annie Mae had. He had no idea about she was teaching him to be self-abusive so that they could go back and forth. He was tunnel vision with music. So he didn't understand what all this other stuff that was going on. He had no idea. And I just want the truth to be told about this man. Because, baby, let me tell you, if he was like that and he had to hit me, he would have been shot. You hear me? I would have shot. Guess what? No, he got shot in the toe.
Well, Miss Holly, he was very instrumental in the rock and roll era, and he got a Grammy, I believe, a year before he died.
That's right.
He was still doing music and still producing before he passed.
Yes, ma'am. And that was his thing. That was his thing. He wasn't aware of all that unnecessary rhetoric that was going on. And he just got caught up. And in getting caught up, it was used against him, to make a long story short. When they said that he was in jail for cocaine, he was not in jail for cocaine. He went to jail because he stayed out too late playing, and he was on house arrest and he forgot. Now that's what he went to jail for. And that's the truth. And then they said it was cocaine. It wasn't cocaine. He stayed out too late playing music. And the judge told him, Mr. Turner, I just got to give you some kind of time. and that's the truth. That's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Holly, to have Chicago's very own Curtis Mayfield to write songs for you, what was that experience like? I mean, really, you know, Curtis Mayfield, truly an icon and a legend, much like yourself. But I'd love to hear the relationship you had with Curtis Mayfield.
You know what? The relationship I had with Curtis was one that he respected, excuse me, he respected my talents. That's first of all, because that's all I knew. If I didn't know anything else, I knew I could sing, y'all. So he respected my talents. He made sure, like some of the other men in my life, and I say this with all due respect. He was like a lot of the other men in my life. They didn't let me get in trouble. They did not. They looked over me, you know. And I think, in fact, I now know that it's because I had a lot of naivety, you know, and I could have been anything wrong, you know. I could have been anything wrong, but I was looked over. And Curtis didn't let anybody mislead me. He was like my mama away from my mama. You know, he get on the nerves sometimes.
Right.
So he came up with those two songs, No One Else and Suffer, because at that time I had a range like Minnie Riperton.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I had. I was what they call a lyric soprano.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Holly, I want to find out from you, if I could. You know, the one thing I find so fascinating is for you to say your mother went to Northwestern, your father graduated from Tuskegee.
Yes.
And in a time in which you were younger, and to have parents that have done that, you really did come from elite Black folks. You came, you know, that was a time when Black folks maybe had an 8th grade education, lucky if they graduated high school. And so I could see your naivete. I could see that easily, because you were really healed very well, coming from parents that went to 2 institutions like that. And not to age you, my dear, but you told your age. That was really a major accomplishment you just come from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, you know, I accredit my mother and my father for being 2 very highly intelligent people, and I accredit them. You know, excuse me. They didn't stay together a long time, but the nurturing that they gave me, they made sure I was going to be something. I mean, they just wouldn't accept me not being anything. So, the background, you know, like my background is I cross my T's and I dot my I's. But then from being around the blues and the rock and roll and all that, I can say, girl, get on down somewhere. But I was well nurtured and well educated and was very, very proud to be talented. And that stemmed from having a mother and father like I had.
Mm-mm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Isn't it beautiful? It really, when
it
you
is.
think about it, it's a beautiful story.
So
now, Holly, you decide at the age of 75 that you want to start a non-for-profit. You want to be able to help people who have been down and out during this pandemic. Girl, how do I get in line? Y'all got the government cheese and fish sandwiches. And so, Holly, let's talk about Black Musicians Matter.
There you go.
Love it.
Black
musicians
too. What that is about. You know what? And this is the truth. 2 years ago, March 2018, I had a thyroid gland operation. And I haven't been able to sing. Okay. Now, you can imagine about the suicide, like you all were talking about the suicide. Girl, I got through that. Okay, I got past that. Because I thought I was going crazy because I couldn't sing. See? So I found out that it wasn't that I was going crazy. I was depressed. I was deeply, deeply depressed. And I'd never been depressed before. I tell anybody right now, I'm not a blues singer. I'm an entertainer because I don't sing no blues because I ain't depressed. Right. But then when I did get depressed, I still couldn't sing, so I still ain't no blues singer.
Right.
But it's been 2 years, and what you hear, this gruffness in my throat, what you hear, it's acid reflux. It comes up sometimes, and it makes me my voice gritty. Okay. Anyway, now after not singing for 2 years, then the pandemic come, right? Well, baby, I can, and this is what made me do this with this Black musician. If I had been able to sing all the way up to 2 years to the pandemic, and then all of a sudden the stage is snatched from me, I think I would have committed suicide. And just snatched away from me like that. So having the operation gave me 2 years to ease into the acceptance that I can't sing, you see? So now I'm working on it. Believe it or not, I'm working on it. It's rough. It's a hard job. You got to practice every day, just like starting over. But when I decide to sing, I'll sing. But in the meantime, I thought about all of my musician friends and what they're going through. They don't have nowhere to work. The concerts are closed. The venues are closed. The clubs are closed. So what I did was I formed the Maximum Music Corporation. When I say maximum, it's TheMaxxemom for my mama. I put my mama in there. So it's the Maximum Music Incorporated, which houses Black Musician Matters. And what I do, starting off, I just started this. I take food to the musician. And sometimes I single-handedly do this. Christmas, me and my son, my adopted son, we would just go around and take food to people. We would take food to musicians. Okay, I would go to churches and get the food from the church and establish a relationship with the church or with the food depositories, whatever. But I would go pick up them boxes of food and bags of food, and I had me a list, and I would go me and him would just go to different houses everywhere. Not only that, musicians ain't making no money, so I started a GoFundMe, and GoFundMe was raising money too, so I can give musicians money, and I've been giving musicians money. I've been giving them $100 to $150 because that's what they would make on a night's gig. And this is my project. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I will continue to do, because we also need to have resources, whereas we can get our royalties. We need to be paid fairly. We need to stop our music from being stolen from us. Yes. So this is my passion now, because of from where I came from to where I am now. And anything anybody can help me to do, I welcome it. I gladly welcome it. And I deeply appreciate it, because musicians, like Chicago is starting to open up. But nobody said anything about musicians.
You're right.
Well, the mayor has not said anything about musicians. Nobody has said anything. The clubs that they work for have not said nothing about helping them. You understand? So I'm just putting this out there, and thank you, Chat Daddy, giving me a chance to put this out there. So whatever I can do to help, that's what I'm doing.
Yep, because what a lot of people don't realize, even somebody like myself, organizations, groups, even bands hire me to bring people on to MC the show. And I've done blues and jazz and different venue, shows at venues. And you're right. So that type of work stopped for me as well, too. Holly, I just love and adore you. I really do. Ladies, I know you have something you want to say to Miss Holly. Kay Renee, go right ahead.
Miss Holly, thank you so much for your gift, your authenticity. I actually had a chance to hear some of your music before you came on. I love your rendition of God Bless the Child. And I will just say to you, God is continuously, as you're healing from that voice, because I know you will sing again, He is continuously blessing you. And thank you so much for just being who you are.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. And you're welcome. You're welcome.
And thank you for shining the light that there's so many musicians. We listen to those musicians. They bring joy in our lives. Yes, and we owe them. We owe them. So thank you for doing that. God is going to bless you for being a blessing. He is going to already has found favor with you, but even more favor with you. So get ready when this COVID is over to be singing. And I look forward to wherever you are to hear you singing. I want to hear you sing my dad's favorite blues song, Last $2.
Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Last $2.
That just ain't your daddy's song. That's my song. Do you know how many times I done sang that until payday? Do you know? Right. Do you know how many times I done sang that song? Hell, I'm singing it right now, today. So, yeah.
Everybody's singing that song.
Is that right?
But God bless you.
My last 2 checks. Right. Where's my last 2 checks? Yes. Holly, we're gonna put a couple of things up here on the screen for you, Holly. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the GoFundMe page, if you guys want to donate to Holly's wonderful new non-for-profit organization, it's GoFundMe.com/F/Black hyphen musicians hyphen matter. And that probably should have been underscore musicians matter, or that might be correct too, but it's in there. Please go donate, give what you can to help with this organization, because she's been doing some great work. Her website, believe it or not, is the fabulous Holle Thee Maxwell.love, LOVE. She has several Facebook fan pages. Holly, I want you to tell everybody how they can find you. All right.
Well, all you gotta do is Google me. I'm the internet queen.
Yes, you are.
What you say, Holly? You the internet queen, baby?
I'm the internet queen.
Yes.
You can just Google my name, Holly. Don't not with no Y. H-O-L-L-E.
She ain't that Holly. Right. She ain't that Holly.
That's why Hollywood in Hollywood, honey. I crack my own self up.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Do it. Yes.
But yeah, just Google me. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Reverb Nation. What do you call it? Twitter. You can find me on Twitter under Holle Thee. You can find me on Facebook, Holle Thee Maxwell, and the other page is Holle Thee Maxwell. And you can also find Black Musicians Matters on Facebook. I have another page called The Dumb Blonde Jokes Are Over.
What? We're going to have you back one night just to talk about that website.
Okay.
Right. Wait, Holly, before we let you go, honey, you got to let us know what is that all about. Please tell us.
Well, what is about? I started out for blondes to let blondes open their mouth and say they ain't dumb, because let me say this to you. Speaking with a forked tongue as per usual, white society said that Marilyn Monroe and James Mansfield was a queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now they dumb. Y'all make up your mind.
Right.
Yeah. Now you got black women wearing blonde hair. So now the dumb blonde jokes are over.
That's right.
The dumb blonde jokes are over. The page deals with our history.
Stand up. That's right. Stand up for them blondes. Right. Stand up for us blondes.
Guess what? The dumb blonde jokes are over, baby. Let me tell you something. Our history is not slavery.
No.
Our history was interrupted.
Amen.
Y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Our history
Drop the
was
mic.
interrupted.
Yeah.
Our history is not being slaves. Okay, we were kings and queens, and we were royalty, and we were loving. We were loving, and that's how we got ripped off. Make a long story short, but the dumb blonde jokes is over. It has all history. If you go there, you'll find out some things that you didn't know before on my page.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lady named Sarah Bachman. I don't know if you're aware of her, but she was a woman with a big butt, and white people laughed at her. They put her in a cage, and they put her on display because they were laughing at her butt. Now, turn around and Miss Kitty got all them buzzers in the back. What is y'all trying to tell me?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Miss Kitty got all that stuff in the back of her dress and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So what was y'all laughing? What was the laughing at, girl?
Right. That's right.
But
people have admired us.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. All these full lips now, advertising lipstick. Okay, y'all guess what? Y'all don't want me to start. You
get to come back on the show one night. You get to come out and hang out as a co-host one night, Miss Holly. We gonna have you on. You qualify to become a co-host one night because you got a lot to share. You do.
Oh yeah. And then
she's good.
In closing, Holly, tell everybody to stay safe, Holly. No, wait. Tell everybody good night and tell them to stay safe.
Okay, listen, you all stay safe, mask up. Don't be getting in my face without no mask. Okay? But I love you, but don't be getting in my face without no mask. Get your shots. And let's get past all of this madness now. Because it's time. And thank you so much, Art. Thank you so much.
We love you
for having me. Ladies, I thank you.
Thank
God
you.
Bless you. And God bless
God
you.
bless
all.
you.
God bless you too, Miss
We love
Holly.
you. We love you. One more time, her book, Free Base Ain't Free. The book is really good. Denise Power said the same thing too. Yes, check it out. The book is on Amazon. It's a good book. I've read it from cover to cover, and Holly really is trying to, advocate for our good friend, the late great Mr. Ike Turner, and it's a lot to talk about. Holly, we're gonna have you back. We love and adore you, ladies and gentlemen. The phenomenal Blonde Bombshell,
Yes.
not a day over 34 years old. The iconic Miss Holly Thee Maxwell. We love you, Holly. God bless
Yay.
you, Holly. We love you. All right.
God
Good
bless you.
night.
Bye.
Bye. We love you. Oh, that was great. That was excellent, excellent, excellent.
It was. It was.
Did
Oh
you
my
move her
goodness.
yet?
There we go.
Okay. Yay. Beautiful
That was
lady.
good.
Oh,
That was
goodness.
so good.
Okay. Oh, wait. Now, I'm telling you, this system is acting crazy. All right. We've removed her. Very good. Whew, I'm tired, girls. Lord have mercy.
Good
We
show.
will be upgrading our system next month. This was a great show. This was an excellent show.
Was.
Ladies, what you got coming up Friday night?
We have a great show coming up. We're going to look back at the last 5 shows and really look at the lessons that we've learned so that we can encourage, our viewership is growing week by week. And we want people to encourage to look back at some of those shows. We've had some great nuggets in each of those shows. So we're going to go look back and look at our last 5 shows. And then next Friday, which is Good Friday, we are going to have a chef on who has been on the Food Network, who has been on, what's the gentleman that's always angry? Anyway, you all know who I'm talking about. He's on the Food Network. He has a book coming out. He has some more Food Network appearances, Chef Johnson, and he's handsome, ladies. He's easy on the eyes. He flirts with you while he's cooking for you. So he's going to be cooking us up a really nice, healthy Easter Sunday dinner. And we are looking forward to have Chef Darren Johnson on next week.
Okay, very good. Well, with that being said, Kay Renee, Kim Coleman, go ahead and give your closing thought.
Well, as we were on, you all know I'm always checking to make sure that we get the final, get breaking news. It seems as if 6 people were killed in Denver, to include an officer, a random shooter. The shooter is in custody. So we send our thoughts and prayers to all of those families who have lost loved ones in Denver and all of those who have been harmed. And of course, you can look at your news to see. I'm sorry?
No, I was saying how horrible, horrible.
It
I had heard about that before we started the show. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to send out our thoughts and prayers to those people in Denver, Colorado. Again, to send it again to the Asian American community who is still experiencing and dealing with the loss that happened last week. Keep praying, you guys, keep praising God and keep pushing. We're going to get through all of this. Again, Art, thank you for the opportunity.
My pleasure. Absolutely. Go ahead, Miss Kay Renee. Go right ahead, my dear. Say your closing thoughts tonight.
Well, as always, Art, thank you so much for allowing me to have a voice along with my sister, who I'll see on Friday. But here is your nugget as we're starting off the week. Remember, reset, readjust, restart, refocus as many times as you need to. Just remember, don't quit. And that's Make It Happen Monday. #don't quit.
Very good. All right. Well, that was beautiful, ladies. Let me put your
Art,
information up there. Yeah.
I just have one more thing. If anyone wants to go to my page, in different cities, they're giving out free things if you bring your vaccination card. So like Krispy Kreme is offering free donuts. And the Village Tap in Chicago is giving out $10 gift cards. So that's happening all over the country. So if you bring your vaccination card, you can see and go into Axios. That's on my page to find out the free things you can get.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Ladies, anything else? This was a good show tonight. Boy, this was a great way to start off a Monday evening. So don't forget, coming up tomorrow night on the show, how to turn your stimulus into stimulus that will continue to keep earning money for you. And then we'll also talk to a young lady who is a COVID survivor, 1 year out from her ordeal of dealing with COVID and all of that. Just a great testimony. Thank you so much to Lynn Orman-Weiss. Hey, Lynn, I appreciate you so much. She works with the fabulous Miss Holle Thee Maxwell. Lynn is an music publicist. Thank you, Lynn. We appreciate you. To Wamelda, as always, we just love and adore.
Yes, always good.
Yes, hi, Miss Wamelda. Thank
everybody. Angela, Denise, everybody who's been following us tonight, and all of our faithful watchers, do us a huge favor, or at least me a huge favor. Please go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show on YouTube. It's free, does not cost you anything. It would help out tremendously. Also, if you guys could take a few moments and stop by my website, therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. That's where you can find out more information about yours truly. And then my event, April 3rd, is still a go. It is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., a Saturday morning event. It's all done virtually. The early bird tickets have completely sold out. We do have regular tickets available. And starting tomorrow, we'll start a campaign to get people to sign up for the regular tickets, because this is an event you do not want to miss. How do you get into the media business? How do you make it all happen? How do you make it look so effortless? I'll be sharing those secrets with you guys on Saturday, April 3rd. Go to booking, booking at therealchatdaddy.com, booking at therealchatdaddy.com, and I'll be able to send you the information. $125 per person, 2-hour virtual seminar, and you'll get a coaching in there as well too. All right, very good. So go and make that happen. Stop by therealchatdaddy.com for more information on yours truly. Ladies, I love you both.
Love you too.
Stay out of trouble. Which arm was it, ladies? Left or right arm that you got the shot?
Left.
So you're right-handed, Kim, huh?
Yes,
me too.
Okay. See, I'm a lefty, so they did it in my right. So yes, absolutely. All right. Well, ladies, feel better. Do better. I love you both. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to all of our amazing guests, the phenomenal Laura Orrico and the blonde bombshell.
Yeah.
V Maxwell, baby. You will never ever meet another Holle Thee Maxwell.
Never.
And you know what I find so fascinating? Again, for her parents to have went to such prestigious schools. So yeah, a lot of people came from parents that were, not that affluential.
Sharecroppers and
Yes. So, all right, you all stay safe. Let's do our demo one more time. Our mask tonight says "Be you." Make sure you wear your mask. Cover your nose and mouth. It's very important. I know a lot of places are not wearing masks anymore. We're going to continue to wear our masks. What do we say on this show? Until
November 2025.
November, yes. Make sure you wash your hands. If not, sanitize, social distance. And come on, let's do it, baby. You know I love doing it. Oh, look at there, look at there, look at there. Yes. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Clean hands. Clean hands. Yes. Social distance, social distance, social distance. And if you're not feeling well, what do we say on this show? Keep your ass in the house.
Keep your ass
in the house. You can watch reruns of this show. You can watch Can Show rerun. Keep your ass in the house. We'll keep you entertained while you stand in the house. We love you guys so very much. God bless and have a wonderful night. Goodbye. Bye. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. You there? Hello? Hello, hello? Hello. You there? Hello? Hello, hello? Hey, can you?